If you're running your small business without having it registered with the state or the county, it's okay. It's actually not illegal. Bad boys, what you want. But it's also not the best practice. So I'm glad you clicked on this video because I'm going to show you how to file a DBA and why you should file a DBA. This video is also good if you're just thinking about starting a new business and you want to know what a DBA is and how to file one once you're ready to start. Okay, first, what is a DBA? DBA stands for doing business as, and it's basically a fictitious name that you use in order to not use your personal identity for your business. DBAs can be filed by anyone, really. Most commonly, they're filed by LLCs or sole proprietors. You are most likely going to be a sole proprietor when you start, or maybe in a partnership. But even if you don't have an LLC, you can still file for a DBA, and you should. So if you started making candles during COVID, which a lot of people did, and you started posting them online and selling them to family and friends, and then maybe you posted them on Etsy and started selling it to other people, this is basically a business, right? You're creating something and you're selling it to a customer.
This is business! Hey.
So if you're in this scenario, maybe you've been doing it just on your own, which is technically a sole proprietorship, but best practice is to also register your business with the state, and that is via a DBA. That's the simplest way. You can then change to an LLC or an S Corp or a C Corp or whatever you want. Actually having a DBA makes that process a little easier, but DBA is really where you want to start. One thing to note here is that a DBA does not give you any legal protection. So for example, if you had an LLC, which is a limited liability corporation, company, maybe it's company, then you are separated from your business for liability issues. So for example, let's take this candle experiment. Let's take this candle example. If you're making candles and then because you're so busy, you have so many orders, you forget to put a warning sticker at the bottom of the candle, and you sell that candle and it causes a fire somewhere, then you are liable for that fire, right? And they could potentially come sue you. So if you're a sole proprietor or if you have a DBA, then you are personally responsible for that fire. Not to scare you, but things like this happen. So don't expect a DBA to give you that sort of separation from the business where you're not liable for those things. You still are. So that's pretty much a topic for a whole other video. But I just wanted to make that disclaimer. DBA does not give you any legal protection. But it does give you a bunch of other benefits. So let's go through some of those right now. First up, it gives you credibility. Your customer can see that you have registered your business with the state or with the county, and that gives you, a level of credibility that you're taking your business seriously. It could really help you grow your brand. So if you have a business name, instead of just doing business with your own personal name, you'll have an official name for the business, and that could really help build that trust with your customer. A DBA can also give you a level of privacy, right? If you're doing all your business invoices, all of your quotes and all these things with your personal name and personal address and all that stuff, sometimes we don't want that information out there for the world, right? So having a DBA can give you a level of privacy by giving the business its own identity outside of yours. And lastly, and this is my favorite one, there are a lot of benefits for the DBA for banking purposes. So once you have a DBA, then you can go to a bank and open up a business bank account. This is so important. Please separate your personal finances from your business's finances. This will make it so much easier when it comes to taxes. You can really benefit from some of the perks of being a business owner and not give your tax person a headache.
I'm having a panic attack. I'm actually having a panic attack.
Will you settle down and have another cup of coffee?
I am, bro. All right.
Because it'll be a mess if you're trying to go line by line separating what's personal, what's business. It'll be a mess. Just do yourself a favor, and you're welcome in advance for telling you to separate your personal and your business finances, please. Okay, so finally, how do we file a DBA? Well, it's going to depend on your state and your county. So make sure you check those. I'm gonna go over the 3 steps that are commonly required to file a DBA, but please double check everything that I say based on your state. I have only experience in filing DBAs in San Diego, California, so anything outside of that, you're gonna have to double check on the website for the Secretary of State, okay? So first step is to search your name, okay? Make sure that your name is not being used already as a DBA in your state. You can do this through the Secretary of State website. I think they call it, I have it noted here. You can conduct a business entity search on the Secretary of State's website, okay? So it's literally just a search that you do on there. You can also do a Google search just to make sure nobody else in your area is using that name, and then you got a name. Step number 2 is to register your DBA and the name that you picked with the Secretary of State or with your local government agency. This is going to depend again of where you are located. If you're in San Diego, you can do this online, you can do this by mail, you can also do it in person, which I personally really enjoyed. Here in San Diego, it's the clerk's office is in a beautiful place, and so you can do a little walk after and celebrate that you just got your DBA. So I would suggest doing in person if you can, but online and mail is also available. Quick note here, sometimes the application is called fictitious business name or FBN. It really depends on the websites, but you can usually get to that even if you search doing business as or DBA. And step 3 is to fulfill the operating requirements. So again, based on your state or your county, there's different requirements that they might require. So some states require the DBA to actually be in business before registering. Some don't have that requirement. Here in San Diego, they make you publish your business and make an announcement of your business in a local newspaper for a month before actually giving you your DBA. So just check with your clerk's office again. This is a repeating theme. There is a lot of help online and on YouTube actually on how to do this step by step and going really into the detail of each one. There's even some creators that walk you through the whole process, and depending on each state, so you could Google how to file a DBA in Texas or how to file a DBA in Washington or whatever. There really should be a lot of help out there. So I personally think that you can do it yourself. There are some legal services online as well, like LegalZoom, that can do it for a pretty decent price in case you really don't want to deal with any of it. But it's a pretty straightforward process, especially if you go in person, they'll help you through it. So yeah, I say you just go for it yourself. I know I said that the process depends really on your state and county, but really there are the 3 steps. You have to start by finding your name and searching your name to make sure it's not being used. Second, you register with your county clerk's office or with the Secretary of State. And then third, you fulfill the operating requirements or whatever requirements they give you once you register. I totally forgot to introduce myself. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? My name is Maricruz. I'm an engineer, environmentalist, and entrepreneur. And in this channel, I show you how to start and grow a sustainable small business successfully, even if you're working full-time. Let's continue with the video. The only downside really of filing a DBA is that it costs a little bit of money. So other than that, really it's all positive. It's all good stuff. So if you have been considering starting a business, or if you're running your business right now without it being registered, just go for it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. If you are a little tight on money right now, make sure you watch this video next. I show you 3 ways to save money in your small business. So make sure to check that out. If not, that's all I have for you today. So make sure till the next time you remember that poquito goes a long way. Bye. County clerks, you register with your, so just to send it, I can't say this.